I
Iowa
do
State,
think
I agree, just isn't. That's why
yeah.
they're underdogs this week against UC.
It's just frustrating because, like,
Yeah.
as a guy that watches college football, I think you and me would agree that Notre Dame's probably a top 15 team.
hmm
Where I think Notre Dame's better than at least 5 of the teams that are ranked ahead of them,
hmm
and that's kind of where it's like it's a. I get why they're ranking this way because they're going from more resume, what you've done to this point, and most deserving. I'm thinking of it as more like a power ranking, where it's like if Notre Dame played Missouri tomorrow, I think Notre Dame's going to beat Missouri.
We'll beat Michigan if we played them. We beat Missouri. We maybe beat Florida State. I don't really know. I'm giving Florida State the benefit of the doubt, even though they look terrible against Virginia. We beat Georgia Tech because Georgia Tech legitimately could not throw the football. Um, Georgia Tech's is a basically better version of Navy.
Yeah,
I think we beat Vandy. Vandy's defense isn't that great. Beat probably Tennessee. We definitely beat Iowa State. We beat Texas Tech. I think we beat IU just because I'll say that now. We'll play IU in the playoffs, and some fucking idiot's got to come back and clip this.
dude. Out of all the first round matchups that we could get, like I've seen people say Notre Dame at LSU. If you told me Notre Dame at Indiana, first round on the road in
I'd be
Bloomington,
pissed.
why would you be pissed? I think that'd be easy.
We get fucking murdered, bro. We can't stop a pass. They have one of the best quarterbacks in college football.
I'm talking about like, would you rather play on the road in Bloomington or on the road in Death Valley?
Death Valley. Rather win.
Because well, if realistically, right, if we played in Bloomington, what percentage of that crowd is Notre Dame fans?
I don't really know.
That's
That's a
probably
decent amount.
like we'd probably.
I think it'd be the same as IU was last year.
You don't think it'd be more for Notre Dame because it's more
No.
of a.
Because that took like full force for IU not to take over. I think IU does better at that than we do.
It's
There
weird
was when we went to when we were there for the Illinois game 2 weeks ago. Well, a week ago basically. It wasn't that many Illinois fans there. Why do we put stupid people saying stupid shit?
Oh Jesus!
Who the fuck is this guy?
I have no idea. Oh man.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, getting back to the defense, right? Is there anything like any concerns you have leaving the Arkansas game? I know people were kind of getting on Drake Bowen a little bit group chat earlier.
I don't blame Drake Bowen for that shit at all. He's just not a.
He's not a coverage linebacker.
He's not a coverage linebacker one, and you're playing a quarterback that he's probably a spy on most of the time. He's watching the quarterback. I don't blame him for that play. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, look at this!" Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like,
people were calling him ass and all this, and I'm like, dude.
If you want to see ass, go watch Arkansas's linebackers, dude. They were fucking terrible. At least Drake Bowen can tackle.
Yeah. At least he gets one kill shot a game. But no, like I think if you want to criticize him for not being a coverage linebacker, it's like we've known that he's not very good in coverage since he's been at Notre Dame. There's a reason why we have Osbury, Sneed, and KVA come in on passing situations because I think Freeman realizes that. But to say he's ass, I mean you don't just happen to be ass and be the guy that has the green dot on your helmet and is getting everybody set and telling everybody the plays and all that stuff. And I
think we got too used to Jack Kaiser.
Yeah. Or like a JD Bertrand.
Jack Kaiser, he was okay at coverage. I think we forget Jack Kaiser had these moments too where he got blown up in coverage.
Yeah, I mean,
the only difference is that he got the pick against Penn State, so people
have good memories of JD Bertrand, right? He got cooked a lot when he was in coverage. And typically, again, I don't know how many Mike linebackers are great in pass coverage, right? Like if you're a Mike linebacker and you're great in pass coverage, you're most likely going to be a first round NFL draft pick. Like,
Yeah.
it's just I don't think it's that's why you kind of have the Will and the other guys on there
Mhm.
to kind of cover that. But
Yeah.
and then one last thing, CJ Carr, he got nominated as one of the top 8 players, top 8 quarterbacks this past week for the Manning Award.
Mhm.
We've talked about him a few times. He is something special.
He, in my personal opinion, if I were to rank quarterbacks right now, I put CJ Carr as the 5th best quarterback in college football.
Top 5?
I put him top 5. If we're looking at what he can do for you, and I'm looking at from an example of not just winning it this year, but in the future as well, because he has another year of eligibility, I put him at 5.
Who are you putting with him in the top 5? Mateer?
I was in between Mateer and Dante Moore at 1 and 2. The main thing with Dante Moore is I'm hearing a lot more that he's probably going to get drafted. So that's why I kind of put Mateer above, because I'm not hearing a lot about Mateer. Mateer can't even get drafted, right? He's a redshirt
No,
freshman.
he's a 5th-year guy.
He's a 5th-year guy? Why is he not hitting draft talks then? Are you sure John Mateer's a 5th-year guy?
I'm sure. I think so. Let me see. Because I think he's
Junior.
Oh, he's a junior? Okay.
Yeah, he's a junior, so he has another year.
Okay. Yeah.
But I would put, just purely because Mateer's just doing so well, it might just be the system, but realistically, he's doing well enough to where I believe that he's a really good quarterback. I'd probably put him under Dante Moore if we're talking about right now, right here, but just because Mateer has the ability to come back if he wants to. The Dante Moore, where it seems like the option is going to be he goes and gets drafted, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I understand trying to make it sound like, oh, it's a bad thing. Like, nothing wrong with it. But him, Mateer, Mendoza, I'd say Mendoza and Carr are flip-flop right now at 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And
You know,
number 5 would be yep.
It's crazy saying that because you see all the Michigan fans in the college football groups. Is Bryce Underwood's better than TJ Carr?
Like, Bryce Underwood has the worst QBR in Big Ten play. Like, you can only put a little bit of blame on the wide receiver. You still have the worst QBR. Like, you can be like, oh, well, his wide receiver has drops. I'm like, okay, you take away the wide receiver drops. He maybe goes from the worst QBR to like the 3rd worst. Like,
yeah. And again, like I get, and I would agree, CJ Carr has a way better receiver core, but realistically, Malachi Fields, fucking amazing, great. He's been a great addition. Jordan Faison, we can't sit up here and say he's been great. There's nothing to, but he was a walk-on originally. So like, you can't tell me Michigan can't find a Jordan Faison or Bryce Underwood can't make his.
Well, no, because they want to pay every player. They don't want to actually go out there and recruit them and scout them and see if they're good or not. They'd rather give them they'd rather have 247 tell them who's good than write them a check.
I had people tell me Donovan McCulley was a top 10 receiver in college football. Now all of a sudden, Bryce Underwood has the worst QBR in the Big Ten. Donovan McCulley's dog shit. So it's
and the other thing with it too is like we look at the future of CJ Carr. He's not going to lose Jordan Faison. He's not going to lose Jane Greyhouse, even though someone on this panel thinks otherwise.
I don't anymore.
He's not going to lose those guys. Those guys will be there next year. Eli Reardon, he's a sophomore. He's a redshirt sophomore.
I thought he was a junior. Let me see.
He has a year left. I want to say the only person who doesn't have any time left is Fields.
Yeah, it is Fields. Reardon is a senior.
But is he a redshirt senior or senior?
It just says senior. It doesn't say redshirt on the official website.
I have to go back. I'll see if I can find it. But there's a list of people and their eligibility. See if I can find it.
So he was a freshman in 22. He played.
Here it is. Irish Sports Daily. So our players.
He doesn't have a redshirt year because this is his freshman year. He played in 5 games and didn't redshirt.
But he could maybe get a waiver
For the medical year?
Medical year, he could get a waiver. But even then, if he doesn't get it, we still have Flanagan, right?
Yeah, we have Flanagan.
You have Ty Washington.
Ian Premer coming. Preston
That's a situation. That's also, there's guys who we can bring in as well in transfer portal if we feel like those guys aren't going to be able to compete for it, which is fine. Another thing is this O-line's only going to get better because our O-line, I want to say everybody except Jagasol has eligibility. Well, actually, Jagasol, if he doesn't come back this year, which I would not shock me if he doesn't, because supposedly he got delayed on his injury. They all have eligibility. But, yeah, I think we'll be fine with that.
But no, CJ Carr being a top 5 quarterback is interesting because, like, I haven't this
like,
year.
Can you name me 5 quarterbacks who have done better than CJ Carr? Like, realistically, done better all the way through. And don't use the excuse of, oh, well, he has better wide receivers. Because guess what? Joe Burrow had the best fucking wide receivers in college football. In the one group, he had the best, possibly one of the best college football group or wide receiver groups in the country of all time. He was still a top quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa, still a top quarterback. Fucking Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray had either CeeDee Lamb, Marquise Brown. Like, they had top-tier wide receivers.
Yeah. And to me, that's just a casual take, because if you watch some of the throws that CJ makes, I pinpointed just being there live. That throw he had to Raritan on the sideline, where he put it was a back shoulder fade towards the sideline, where it was placed perfectly, where only Raritan can get it. I'm like, I can't remember the last time I've seen a Notre Dame quarterback make that type of throw since probably Jimmy Clausen or Brady Quinn. And I don't really remember those throws that much because I'm like 7, 9 years old. But like, and then was it the throw to Greathouse where Greathouse, the same thing, it was a back shoulder throw where only Greathouse could get it. Greathouse toe taps. Like, that's something Notre Dame hasn't had at the quarterback position in a very long time. And it's still early in his career, right? But he's getting better game by game. I'm not saying this year, but I would not be surprised if he's a Heisman candidate at some point during his career at Notre Dame, depending on how long he stays.
If next year, I feel like he could be. And if he stays past next year, I feel like it's 100% he'll be a preseason Heisman contender.
Yeah, and you see, the Boise State head coach came out and said he's a first-round pick.
Yes.
I really hope CJ, it's selfish, right? But I hope that he stays for another 2 years after this year, because I think
if he wants to leave after next year, it's because he's a first-round pick. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And if it's like, okay, we have to go to Tay Gerard a little bit early, or maybe Blake Heber has to come in, or maybe we have to go to the portal. Like, there's guys in the portal around CJ's like time that we could definitely. Hell, if Kenny Minchie, I don't know what the odds are of it. I'm trying to do quick math in my head here. Well, I don't know, if we keep blowing teams out, Kenny Minchie's got to get a lot more playing time, so it's going to fuck that up. But
yeah,
Kenny Minchie could stay for I'm going to look it up real fast, but I want to say Kenny Minchie might be able to play like a redshirt senior year.
Do you think he'd be willing to stay that long?
If he stays next year, if he stays for next year, I could definitely see it happening.
Kind of give him like the talk of, if you stay, you'll be guaranteed the spot.
Because Noah Grubb, I understand. Like, I'm a Noah Grubb supporter, but Noah Grubbs isn't beating out redshirt senior Kenny Minchie. I hate to tell you guys that. He's not doing it. If Kenny Minchie gets that close with CJ Carr during camp, he's not beating out redshirt senior Kenny Minchie. Unless Noah Grubbs gets a lot faster and a lot better. And then it's got to be, well, can Kenny Minchie beat out the true freshman Tay Gerard? So right now, if Kenny Minchie were to stay, so next year would be his redshirt junior year. The year after that would be his redshirt senior year. So if he stayed next year, and CJ Carr went to the draft, I would see no reason why Kenny Minchie would want to leave.
He'd be guaranteed the starting job for a year. Yeah,
and he's already basically, like, let's be real here. I understand he probably thought he could win the starting job this year. Like, it was probably in the back of his head that was possible, but he had to have some sort of understanding, like, hey, I might not win the starting job, and like I might be behind this guy. So he's already committed to the team. He could have left. He could have took a MAC job somewhere. We'll play our lower college level school, maybe even a Power 5 school. Maybe like BYU, because they had that quarterback mix up at the end of their shit.
Yeah.
He could have done that, and he didn't do it. he's committed to this team in some sort of way. If it's being the starting quarterback or if it's trying to win a championship here.
Which, by the way, looking back now at the reports of he was pushing Carr, if Carr is this good, like I think there's some context, right? I think Carr was pushing things to win the job. Mm-hmm. But realistically, I think that speaks volumes of how good really is Kenny if he pushed CJ Carr that far into fall camp for the starting job, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I still think Carr, obviously, I think we made the right decision, clearly. But I think even when the moments you've seen Kenny come up in mop-up duty, he's looked good. Like, he's looked really good.
Well, another thing, back to the Kenny like leaving thing, it's like Jabir Payne. Like, we thought he was going to leave after last year. Like, it made no sense for Payne to stay. But he still stayed.
We thought he was going to leave the last two. Now back to our next topic. Notre Dame landed another commitment in the 2027 class. Ironically enough, it was another Notre Dame legacy kid, this time the son of former Notre Dame D tackle Jim Flanagan, who was a star defensive lineman for the 1993 team that took down #1 Florida State, a year that Notre Dame probably should have got the national championship for. So he's a 4-star offensive guard / D tackle. Everybody kind of thought this is where this was heading, this recruitment. So we're kind of going to go over some, film, just kind of watch some film on him early on. But early thoughts on this commitment for Notre Dame?
This is a 2027 kid, right?
Yep.
It's building a big part of the class. He's a 4-star. Of course, things change when we get further into the recruiting cycle, but right now he's a 4-star, so it's big for the class. It's great to see more of the legacy kids come here. As long as we keep it up on the field, I think we'll keep seeing more and more legacy kids come in. He seems like a kid that he kind of has options on where to go. I see a lot of people trying to say, like, oh, like, he isn't that good. Like, but then you go and see, like, the schools offering him are schools that are pretty good at getting D linemen, like Michigan, Ohio State. Like, these are schools that were heavily involved in them. And just because he chose Notre Dame, of course, you're going to hear the Michigan fans say, oh, he wasn't a take. Because every player doesn't go to Michigan isn't a take because they're fucking stupid. But, yeah.
Yeah, I do find it interesting that plays both ways. He plays D tackle and he also plays interior offensive line. Evidently from, I was listening to Mike Singer talk about this recruitment and kind of evidently Joe Rudolph, our offensive line coach, loves him at offensive line. And it kind of was a situation where Freeman's like, Al Washington's like, no, he's going to play D tackle for me. I do like, for just watching some of this tape here, he's got some power to him. Mm-hmm. You see where he's, taking on double teams. There's a play in here where he's actually facing off against one of our 2025 commits in Owen Strebig, who is a 4-star offensive tackle, top 100 player, and he was handling a double team from him and another guy pretty well, and actually allowed his linebackers to go in there and make a play. Something that I feel like Notre Dame's missed on the interior is those guys that just have those power, that ability to have the strength, the size, the power to handle double teams, create holes for the linebackers to kind of come in and clean up. And I think it's something that Notre Dame only needs more of. You can never have too many defensive linemen, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. And to add on, this kid had offers from Michigan, great D-line school. Wisconsin, a pretty good D-line school. It wouldn't shock me if Wisconsin also wanted him to maybe play O-line just because of that. But yeah, he has great offers up and down. It also seems like he has smart school offers, aka Duke and Stanford and Northwestern. So it shows you get good grades, play at Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's the 4th commitment in the 2027 class, along with Teddy Gerard, Ellis McGaskin from Mobile. Ironically, Flanagan's from.
Hey. Don't forget about Sean Kraft, our long snapper.
Sean Kraft, our 5-star long snapper.
But
he
probably saw Tyler Buckner fuck that shit up, and he's like, "What are we doing, T? What are we doing, T? What are we doing, T?"
That was a bad snap.
Best part was is I could officially say even though Tyler Buckner fucked up the hold, he also fucked up the throw. So Tyler Buckner did in fact cost us the win with his arm. He had the guy wide open in the end zone. He overthrew him.
Well, I still don't know who number 25 is, but
That motherfucker worked hard for that shit.
he got open.
He got open. He knew what to do.
What if that? No, that wouldn't have been a long snapper. It'd be funny if it was.
There's no if they're sending on a long snapper out there as the fire drill play, then maybe it's not Tyler Buckner's fault. Number